What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Unreal Engine 5 game development live stream where we're going in our Gas Course project, a multiplayer RPG game built from scratch using the gameplay ability system plugin, blueprints, C++, animation blueprints, all that good stuff. So today we're going to try to figure out how the game animation sample uses turn in place. I want to see how they use that logic because the logic by default doesn't really work for my project. I was finally able to move over like the motion matching assets and everything, and it looks good. Everything's fine. We have the additive aim offset, look in place, and everything, but no turn in place. It doesn't really work. Whereas, in their project, they have some turn in place stuff. And the logic is in the animation blueprint. I updated the logic just a little bit because there was some stuff from their project that I didn't really need, or at least understand why they needed it. If I just type in turn in place, so should turn in place, right? So wants to aim. I don't really care too much about that. Movement state and movement. So last movement state and last frame movement state stuff, I don't need that kind of comparison. What I am curious about though is like how they're doing this like delta rotator, and I'm wondering what is actually being kind of controlled. So we're going to do a little bit of research of that today, and we'll see what we can learn, see what we can bring over to our project, and hope for the best. So we can look in here, and we can look in here. So ideally, I think I would want to print out the root motion. Or the root transform, I should say. Or at the very least, maybe I could just break this and do the rotation. Just so what I'm reading is more clear. So to me, it feels like it's not really the camera that's controlling it. Like, I don't know where this like turn in place thing is. So this function is used to determine the character is turning in place by checking if the root bone rotation is different from the character's capsule rotation. For this project, if the rotation is greater than 50 degrees and the character is currently aiming, the character should be turned in place. We also allow turn in places to play if the character has just stopped, which gives a stick flick behavior. Turn in place behavior during the end state is still whip. Additional limits need to be applied to the steering or root offset node to prevent the character from lagging too far behind. So I'd like to know where they're using the character transform as well. So it's here, right? So let's grab that, move it here. Let's see what this is doing. And are we setting this transform anywhere else? No. Okay, so this transform is changing. So this character transform, so cache the capsule, cache the actor capsule transform. This is mainly for convenience and to ensure thread safety with property access. So we know it's happening somewhere here in their project. So let's see what ours does when I rotate. So update essential values. Now, if I were to take this, so see, when I'm rotating the camera, the transform is not updating. So I wonder, are they doing anything special? So they got look at and add controller yaw. So are they doing anything to transform? Get let transform, make transforms, and interaction transform. So I'm not 100% sure why this transform is actually changing or not. Maybe we can update some values. So because they have a spring arm, it uses pawn control rotation, character movement. So movement capabilities, you can crouch, cool. Air control rotation rate. Okay, so let's look at mine. Character movement component. What does mine look like? Because we have the movement capabilities. Air control, rotation rate's the same. Ignore base rotation. So is that what they have? So when the character ignores changes the rotation of the base it is standing on, if true, held a message for a reason. Smart detection. Post in the chat. So best viewers. Okay. Deny. So when is this false? So if false, the character rotates with the moving base. So maybe that's what's wrong with mine. No. Okay. I'm gonna put my project on one monitor. We'll keep the animation one here. Showing modified properties. Character walking, ground friction. Let's see. Ground friction max walk speed 500, max walk speed while crouched 300. Not gonna mess with any of that. Perch radius threshold, use flat for checks. Just gotta add those in, but I doubt that's a thing. Rotation rate. -1. Orient rotation to movement. What's theirs set to by default? Orient rotation to movement. False, but the rotation thing will update because that's how it is under runtime. So I wonder as well. I have this camera axis thing. This is my input action for that. There is controller input. Yeah. I believe that's what they're doing. On their look, yeah. Break, they're using X. Triggered that. Does this value now change like that? No. There has to be some sort of setting that I'm missing. So we're gonna just keep looking and comparing to see which setting maybe I'm doing differently. They have maintain horizontal ground velocity. Let me see. Yeah, we'll do character movement again. So 801, yes. Ground friction 5, 150, acceleration 750, all that perch stuff. Jump Z velocity, all that stuff is the same. Rotation rate minus 100. All that seems the same. Now spring arm. Spring arm inherits everything. Let me look. It has camera lag and stuff. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Like, where is this transform coming from? Is there anything in the character? So use control rotation, yaw. It's false. But everything else is true? What's this under? Rotation. Let's just type in rotation. We'll do the same on our other screen. So camera boom. Or spring arm, I guess it would be under, right? Not sure. Okay. Camera options, camera lag, rotation rate stuff. Everything seems to be matching. So I have this in update rotation. Let me see. And there's also update camera. Does that do anything? Socket offset stuff. Update rotation. Seems fine. Update movement. Seems fine. Okay, let's try one thing here, just out of curiosity. Camera axis. Now, set actor transform. Make. Split. This is triggered. I know this is not going to look good when I do this, but let's just see. So yeah, that does do something. So can I do, like, just for the sake of trying something, set actor rotation, make rotator, get actor rotation, break. So we're gonna just pass in pitch and roll, and then with yaw, we're gonna just add this. So it seems like it does something, but seems like it's different than what this is doing. But I don't understand what it's doing. Now, just for the sake of taking the lookout. So yeah, I can't move. So add controller yaw input. Add input affecting yaw to the controller's control rotation. Now, is this transform... It's not being manipulated in any way, right? So instead of... So here we have this, right? Can I, for example, inside of should turn in place, can I use... So get gas, or is it just gas course character? Can I say like get control rotation? No, it's not getting me anything. Okay, so I think maybe I have to save it under update essentials. Be like, get control rotation. Promote to variable control rotation. And let me print that. Now, that seems accurate. Let me also get you out so we're not printing too many things on screen. So can I say, for example, here instead of character transform, I get control rotation, break, or I could just like delta rotation here in the yaw. Would this work? Seems like it's sort of working. But we're not really turning around too much. So how's that working? There's... Where else are we using this? Get character transform, find. So update essentials here. That's fine. Calculate relative thing amount. So not sure if this math is going to be right. Let me use the control rotation just to see what will happen. Anything that it's using as rotation, I guess, should be up for question, right? Should spin. Let's see. Okay. And one of the bad things right now is like, I can't debug this too good for some reason. So character transform. I don't think I need this variable. I guess I do. Because that's this backup. But maybe I can say here, split, pass in control rotation, split this, use location, use scale, call it a day there. Here, doesn't seem like it's important. There's good. Yeah. So, not 100% sure at the moment how they're determining which one to pick. I'm not sure if I did it correctly. Maybe something's wrong with those turn in place ones. Now, one of these functions in the atom graph here, I also have to fix this additive lean thing, but we'll do that in a second. Current selected database. Like, I'm not sure what's responsible exactly for picking the animation. We'll have to just see. got this blend stacking. Steering. Because for whatever reason here, this is where it's failing. So trajectory idle data. Where is this being used? Anywhere? So previously desired controller yaw. What's this? Where's this being saved as? Previous desired controller yaw. Let's look at this in here. So there's idle. So not really in anything. Can I print string? I can. Let me print that. So that prints that. Okay. What does mine print? Okay, so it prints something identical. Like he's sort of doing it, right? I feel like I'm going crazy, but he's not doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. Okay, so we know more or less that's the same. Now let's look back at my character here. We have turns in place, right? I just don't know how it's, I guess, being selected. So let's go to the chooser here. Have it open, chill in here. It's gonna be in idles. We have turns in place right there. We can debug it. See, like, should turn in place is set to true, right? And it should be turning in place, but he's not. Like it's also never not turn in place. So I wonder if like that was on maybe what I removed from the logic from should turn in place is problematic. Should turn. So let's do a comparison. Let's bring this back. Let's bring. I guess let's just bring this back. Because like let's look here. Okay, so chooser. Where is it? Do they have a folder called choosers? Or let me just type in dense. Go. Idles. Bring it out here so we can look at it. There we got a debug target like that. Yeah, because he does something like this. Like it eventually goes off. So I wonder if maybe that's where my problem lies. So let's take a look again. Yeah, so doing that isn't enough for my character. So for some reason, this is true in some capacity. So basically, once the aim is what's true, I believe, in their case, right? Okay, so I think that's not my problem. I think my problem is this delta. So update essentials, because we're getting this, and get offset root transform. Now, if I were to just, like, I don't know, do this, does that break anything? No. So that doesn't help anything. So, like, that delta is never happening. So caches the root bone transform from the offset root bone. If possible, storing the offset this way instead of using the get socket transform function ensures a more accurate value. Blah, blah, blah. What can I try to do here? Just make that false for now. Let's just make sure that's the case. It's like that should work. This is a log string. We're gonna have to log that. Do I also have a print string in here somewhere? Whoops. We could take that out. Let's open also window output log. Yeah, for some reason that just freezes my editor a lot of the times. I think because there's so much crap in it. Like it doesn't clear properly or something. But yeah, in the meantime, like log string. Output log also. Let's open that up as well. Window output log. So there's my output log here. So I think the problem is because the delta maybe isn't the same. Okay, so that's... So it doesn't know which one to play, really. And then eventually, because like it doesn't return back down. Like him turning is what's like kind of returning the value back down. So for some reason, like that just isn't happening for me. I'm not sure why. So let's go back down this way. So we are doing this, which is good. We got speed and velocity stuff. Database tag stuff. We don't need this cache value thing. We don't need this LOD crap. I'm just take that out. So in general, I'm not sure why like this isn't happening. I don't know if it has anything to do with generate trajectory or I'm going to put my project back on the side here. Let's look back here. So we have this additive lean thing. We don't care about at the moment. All good. So get offset root translation, half height, get offset rotation mode. I feel like this offset root rotation has something to do with it. Let's read this thing. So the offset root motion node dynamically applies an offset to the character's root bone in order to keep the mesh more planted when capsule movement and animation data do not match. For translation, for rotation, the root bone is allowed to rotate independently from the capsule so that the rotation is entirely controlled with root motion, which gets steered within the motion matching node to always align towards the target. This makes it easier to perform more complex rotational animations like turn in places. So this is a... So we gotta find get offset root translation. So the rotation mode. So this one's accumulate. Translation also. So this function is used to determine the offset rotation mode. There's only two, right? Okay, so accumulate, interpolate. I feel like that's not what I don't know what I need then. Maybe I can debug it because they have the rewind debug. Like the rewind debugger stuff works on this project, but not mine, which is very, very frustrating. Just to put that out there. But yeah, we have this debugging thing, right? So I don't know what it is that makes this blend differently. Like stand idles has all like I don't know if it's anything different with my chooser. I believe the chooser matches, everything's fine. And then should turn in place is true. Neutral stand 180 and then 180 right. Let me look at an example one. 45L. Is this so walk backwards is not something. So folly. Folly event. And they spell backwards in a shorthand version, so that doesn't help. So backwards. So fine. Post search transition, override cost bias. I doubt having that change fixed anything. Basically, this turning is kind of working, but it's also not. So I don't know if it's the control rotation Like, it feels like it is, but it's not. So in this should turn in place thing. Character transform. Now, if I were to, for example, in my character here, update rotation, but what if I were to say, you know, set actor transform, or actually no, so set actor rotation, and then get control rotation. If I were to just set that on tick, what would happen? Would anything important or different happen? I don't know. So kind of. So we don't want so make rotator. And then get actor rotation. So this seems to simulate what's happening. Turn in place is working at that point. But are they doing that here in any way? Like in just in character? Like, do they have anything for, like, I don't know, controller, simple controller? And they're not doing anything like control rotation. So this is AO value. Like, I'm so curious to know if they're doing it somewhere. Because update essential values, I don't see it anywhere. Let's look at all, how many functions do we have? So we looked at all of those. Movement analysis, root offset, aim offset, additive lean, motion matching, steering, and then interface. Interaction stuff, it's fine. Now, do they have anything in rotation? No. So, essentially just doing this, setting actor rotation this way, fixes the turn in place, which, you know, I'm not too happy about. There's also that problem. Okay, so definitely something I broke. So what did I reset here? So use controller desired rotation. Maybe he's fine. No. So I guess let's look at the chooser real quick. Yeah, so something weird. Maybe orient rotation to movement is what I want. No. Let me just fix that real quick. Yeah, so that's... Okay, so the solution is also a bug. That's so bizarre. Let's see. I'm gonna Google this. Okay, so there is an overview turn in place here. Let's watch this overview.
So in this video, I'm going to explain to you how the turn and play system works. So mine kind of looks bad because the animations, it's mostly the turn and place animations I'm using. So I'll explain that to you here in a minute. But getting started, I'm just going.
So character settings.
Normal circumstances, if it's not, let me just go ahead and show you. When we're in this mode right here, this is the strafing mode. When we're in that mode, this is what we're using. And if we come over here, you'll see use controller, desired rotation, and orient rotation to movement. So it's important that you have your use controller desired rotation set right here. And that your rotation rate is...
Okay, there's also database tags. Okay, we're gonna learn a lot, maybe. I hope.
Falling though, it's being set to 200, but when we're on the ground, it's set to -1. So that's important to note. Also, they have use controller rotation yaw disabled right here. So you can read this tooltip right here. And the reason why they're doing this right here, if...
Okay, I also see something online about a rotate root bone that you can find inside of Animation Blueprint. Is this what I'm finding here? This offset root bone, is there rotate root bone? Okay. I wonder. Does that do anything? Just for my own morbid curiosity before we continue. Something like that. And then yaw, can I just do like get control? Or can I actually set it here? Control rotation, yaw. Does that do anything? Kind of. But yeah, let's bypass that. Let's keep watching. Maybe we'll learn something here.
If we set a negative value, then it gives us infinite rotation rate, which means that we instantly turn. That's going to be our target rotation. The thing that's going to keep our character from turning with the capsule is right inside of here. It's our offset root bone and our steering. So on the offset root bone, we have max rotation error set to...
Okay, let's see if we have the same settings. I assume we do. Here's Chrome. Here's Chrome. So offset root here. Rotation error -1. Max rotation error. Half-life 0.1. Tag offset root. So I'm wondering if I don't have a tag. But let's see.
-1, which means we have no max rotation set, so it can rotate freely. It can rotate it freely as it wants to. If you were to set that to 45, if the root became 45 degrees offset to the capsule component, then it would snap back. It would snap back to where it's supposed to be, so it's aligned again with the capsule. And that's the reason why they set that to -1, and they're never clamping the rotation velocity. You can ignore the other stuff for now. So over here on our...
Okay, let's just check the rest of that. Clamp, good, okay.
Motion matching node, if you double click it, it'll open up this graph right here. And I'll go over this in another video. But during normal circumstances, they're using this.
So current selected database, this tags.
Because they need to set this disable.
Now, can selected databases have tags for anything? So here's this. Is there like tag? Let's see if there is a tag in theirs. So here's the turn in place tag. Yes, they do have a tag. Interesting. Okay. Doesn't do anything just yet. We'll let them cook.
Steering below speed to -1, they have to duplicate it. And that's the reason why right here, this one is being enabled and disabled based off of that turn in place tag from the currently selected database. So if we come back over here and we come over here to this one right here, you'll see we're storing the selected database into a variable. We can't access anything off of it from inside of here because it's not thread safe. So on the event graph, right inside of here, no, it's under essential values. Update essential values. Right up here near the top somewhere, or at the bottom. Okay, right here at the bottom, we're getting the tags from that.
Okay, we're still doing that. I didn't get rid of that, did I? Some update essential values. Yeah, still here. Good. Now, am I missing any other tags in any other databases? I'm like, I have no clue. Tag. No. So that's jumps. Jumps far. No. Heavy lands. Light lands. And idles. So let me just see if I can also look at this through the edit matrix. Okay, so stand run pivots has one called pivots. So do I have a stand run pivots? Stand run pivots, yes. Tag. Okay. Turn in place. Okay, so those are the only ones. Good to know.
that database, and we're storing them. And so if you go into the turn database, post search database, and you look for tags, you'll see that they have this turn in place tag here, and that's how they're identifying it. So if the current database is the turn in place database, then we enable this steering right here.
And this is animation blend stack graph. So is it this one? No. No, it's this one. I actually don't know how he got there. Turn in place. I'm looking for this. And does this get run? Yeah, looks like it. Okay. Let's go back. Let's keep going.
I'm not going to go into the rest of this other stuff because it's not really that relevant to this part of it. But it's important that the disable steering below speed is set to -1 because that.
Okay. So disable steering below speed -1. Great. We're good.
Means that we're never going to disable the steering unless we're no longer in the turn in place database, and then it'll be disabled. The procedural target time is the number of seconds in the future before we should reach the target orientation when playing animations with no motion rotation. They set that to an arbitrarily high value just to ensure that window is big enough for us to reach our target value, our desired facing direction.
So maybe that's the problem. Get desired facing rotation. Okay, no. This function gives the steering node a target rotation. Okay. Just to confirm, we're still having the problem, right? Yeah, okay.
I've gone over this in another video, but I'll go ahead and do a refresher on this. What is this right here? It's just a reference to this this piece right here. And so if you set a tag on it, and you right click and you search for that tag, it'll pull up a node reference. And there's a few functions that you can get off of this to do various things. So that's what they're doing, is they're getting the animation asset and the asset time, and they're plugging it in here. I've already went over this in another video, so I'm not going to go into too much depth on it, but I just wanted to do a refresher. So that brings us to, let me just get this out of the way. That brings us to this right here. This is how they're, let me just exit out of that too. This is how they're determining from the chooser.
Okay, so root transform maybe is what I need too, but we'll keep watching.
If we should load the turn in place database, and that's under stand idles. That's it right there. And if we're falling, we can't enter the turn place database. But if we're not falling and we should turn in place, then we will. You'll notice that there is an actual variable inside of here called turn in place. It's actually a function. So if you select that function, there's 3 things you need in order to be able to access that function directly from here. And that is, it needs to be a pure function. It needs to be set to thread safe. And the output you can only have one output, and the output has to be labeled return value. All three of those conditions must be met. So you'll see that they're getting the character transform rotation, and that's just the transform of this actor right here. Remember what we said, this is treated as the target here. It'll
So yeah, this information I need.
how some of this stuff works, but I just wanted to do a quick overview on this. So they're getting the root transform rotation. I need to go over this with you because you're going to be confused as to what the root transform rotation is. You probably know what it is, but you don't know how it's being calculated. So remember what I said about anim node references. You just have to add a tag to it. So the offset root bone has a tag called offset root, and that's how they're getting the offset root transform, because they want to get it from the offset root node here, because if they get it from something before here, or they get it from somewhere else, it may not be the correct rotation. So off of here, they're adding 90. I've gone over this in a previous video, but if you see this character right here, if you remember, we added a negative 90-degree rotation to it. This counters that so that this rotation is oriented properly. Otherwise, it'll be 90 degrees off. So they just correct the rotation there. That's what they're doing. And so they can get the delta, which is the angle between the characters.
I wonder if anyone writes anything in the comments. Okay. Nope.
Rotation where it's pointing and where the mesh is actually facing. And the absolute value of that, if it's greater than or equal to 50, and the character wants to aim, or the current.
So in the sandbox character, let's look again. Should turn in place. So let's break down the root rotation. Just the yaw. Let's log that. Whoa. Let's open up the output log. It's gonna take a minute. Okay. So that value is constantly rotating, right? Now in mine, so I did character rotation, right? No, I did root. Let's look at the root. Print or log root. Let's break it. That's not what I want. Break rotator. Yeah. Output logs open. So yeah. That's not rotating anything. And if I do the character rotation, that's also printing something. Let's look at mine. Yeah. What's my FPS? I feel like that's shit at the moment. Yeah. Why is it 30? Is it because of all the output log printing? Not sure. But yeah, for some reason these values are just not updating to what they should be. And I'm not sure what I'm missing. Hoping this video will cover it.
Current state is idle, and the last state of the last frame was moving. And what that means is basically that if you want to aim and the angle is greater than or equal to 50, then we will turn in place. Or if the angle is greater than or equal to 50 and
Okay, now we're getting 120 FPS.
we just entered idle, then we can turn in place. And I'll show you what that's like. So if I aim, you'll see it's turning in place.
Okay, we're also getting errors. Access none. No steering. References to anim graph node in this animation. Local blend stack input. When does this problem come up? I don't know. Okay, let's just keep watching.
And if I just shove in one direction and let go, just tap the key, you'll see he turns in place.
Okay.
See? Now there's one more thing that's really important that you need to know about this, guys, and that is, if I can, okay, yeah, I'm back. And that's the animation itself. So this is not the animation, this is a stop animation. Let me load up a turn in place animation. I'll go over the why the Lyra stop animations don't work properly with motion matching in another video. I've already figured it out, and it's basically the same reason why the Lyra turn in place animations also don't work properly. So it goes back to the way they did the animation itself. But if you look right here, we have an override continuing pose cost of bias, which is reduced by -1. And you'll notice that it extends the entire rotation of the character from the start to the stop. They do a pose search block transition. And that's a little misleading, but that's not the case selected. Anything within this at frame 13, that's what that means. Or after it's already rotated, you see. And then the left.
Okay. Then that didn't really help as much as I was hoping it would help. So we have a turn in place, right? Can I look at the root? So the root is doing that. What is the root doing here? Yeah, it's doing something similar. So yeah, something. Something's wrong. So these are the pivots. Turn in place. Sequence information. So UE5, game animation, turn in place, sample. Let's look again to Google. That doesn't help. Turn in place with motion matching. That's an hour, hour and a half video. Implementing character turn in place animation. So movement input stuff, desired rotation stuff, initializing stuff, turn in place stuff. So we're getting the character, yaw. So this is turn rate stuff. Alphas. Okay, not something I can really use. So there's this thing. It's in. Is there anything for turn? Turn in place. This function does that. So for rotation, the root bone is allowed to rotate independently from the capsule so that the rotation is entirely controlled with root motion, which gets steered within the motion matching node to always align toward the target. So it was like my target wrong, potentially? Also, just for my own morbid curiosity, I just want to see if the motion matching animation stuff is working in multiplayer. No. They're just walking. And then for you, so I think it's just the movement stuff is not really replicated or anything. I also wonder, yeah, the aim offset stuff is not replicated, but maybe that doesn't matter. I'm also wondering if I'm just gonna endlessly kill myself trying to get the multiplayer stuff to work. But for now, it's whatever. Okay. We'll figure that out some other time. Let's try to figure out turn in place. So, get desired phasing thing. Now, what is this? It's a quaternion. Can I print this at all? I can log it. Okay. Is there a 2-string? Okay, so there is a 2 rotator and that could be logged. Let's open up the output log window. Let Unreal crap its pants while trying to do so. Okay. Did it open? No. Maybe I can do the same inside of this one as well. Let me get rid of this stuff. So there should be get desired facing. It's a log string. To rotator. Let's do that. Do I have any log strings going? Do I have any print strings going? No. Okay, so it is updating a value. Clear log, please. Okay, now let's open the window, output log. think it's still technically printing stuff out. Or logging. So maybe that was a waste of time just to get it open in the drawer. But, let's see. Okay. Okay, I'm also logging strings of something else. So, log string, 2 of them, should turn in place. Yeah, we don't care about you no more. Okay. So it seems like it's clamped in some way. Let me look at how it's reading here. Seems like it's behaving similarly, but not really. So mine starts off at -90. Does this start off at -90? Yes. But it seems to stabilize at -90. This one doesn't seem to do that. It sticks to where it's going. Unless it's because of the moving thing that, well, of the whole turn in place thing. So let me just make this false. I just want to see what this number will do. So yeah. Something in my trajectory is messing up, it seems. The trajectory, whoops. Yeah, the sample time. It looks to be the same. Extrapolate false. Yeah, that's all the same. Oops, I don't want to do that. So trajectory there. Generate trajectory. Gets all that. Now, if I draw this, what does the trajectory look like? And maybe I could do the same here. Trajectory, if I could spell it right. Trajectory. Let's say persistent. What does this look like? So it just looks like it's drawing straight ahead. It's not really doing anything special. Same. And controller. Controller is slow. Let me stop drawing this. Now, is it because of the rotation rate being -1? I don't know. But yeah, let's not draw that. Okay. I don't know why that was slow. Yeah, so turn in place, still not very good. Non-existent, I should say. So it just comes down to like this character transform rotation thing. And I'm not sure what kind of question I should be asking Google. So turn in place, character transform. Turning character to face input direction. Not much information here. My best guess here would be to turn the capsule at a very high rotation rate. Maybe I can do this, like set rotation. Maybe it's the capsule that I care about. Maybe I can also compare the capsule rotation settings. Okay. But yeah, then this problem comes back. So this ends up fixing it too. Okay, does the capsule component do anything interesting here? Let me just stop printing this too. Clean that up. Character sandbox, capsule. Now, modify properties. That's it. Doesn't do anything. In the mesh, doesn't do anything. Capsule. There is a thing for capsule component. This is reversal stuff. Okay. And then all this stuff. Now, if I were to do set local or set rotation relative, and do get from here as well. Get relative rotation, roll and pitch. So yeah, then like basically this messes up. But then this is okay. So what is the problem? I guess is my general question. So turn in place, all this stuff. Let me put you back. So we have a tick, right? Let me get actor rotation. Let's print you out. Now, is it because I'm not strafing? Is there something for strafe? No. Strafe. So wants the strafe. It's false. Now, if I were to make this true, now strafe. So if I want to strafe, let's say true does this, and then false, I don't know, does 0 or something. Does that change anything? Did I take in 2 variables? What is that? Oh. So what happens if that's false now? Because yeah, this is going where? Here. So maybe we only want to update this when it's true. And then we do something like that. Let me make a button that toggles this thing off. So the number 8 wants to strafe. Flip flop applesauce. A-B is A. Just print that out so I'm sure of what's going on. Hi, can you help me with something in Unreal Engine? Possibly. It depends on what your question is, how complicated it is, what you're trying to do. But, you know, feel free to ask or... let's see if this will work. Feel free to... okay, so that doesn't work. Let me turn on... Man, CloudBot should work. I don't know why that didn't work. Commands... Discord, yeah. I don't know, that didn't work. You can join our Discord. Let me send you an invite link. You can ask there as well. There's other people that might be able to help you. I can also try to help you. It just depends on what the problem is. I'm not sure if I could solve it or not. So let's see. Does the number 8 switch? Yeah. So true, we should be strafing. Yeah. And then 8, we're not. Okay. So I think that works pretty nicely. Because what I would want to have happen really is, you know, while you're near enemies, your body will and the camera should try to like automatically rotate towards like a target. So I gotta start figuring out target selection stuff. But at least we figured some stuff out. I don't know what we want to do about this whole multiplayer issue. Multiplayer is such a pain in the ass. I don't know if I want to keep trying to do it in multiplayer, but we can try to figure that out at some later point. What I'd like to do, though, is try to add some upper body additive animation to this attack. Because now we're in a good state with this motion matching stuff. Maybe tomorrow we will update our code and try to figure this out. I don't know if this needs to be replicated or anything to make that work. I could try. But yeah, this is like running tick. I don't know what this is going to look like. Because like, see, it thinks I'm walking. But I'm trying to like run. It's like a whole mess. And for some reason, it's like the movement speed is like not being replicated, I guess. So component replicates. Maybe it just has to be replicated. No. Yeah, so all this, I don't know. We might have to just like try replicating a bunch of stuff and see what happens. But I don't want to spend too much time on it. I might just like forget about it. Not have to worry about multiplayer. I'd like to get it to work, but maybe it's too much work. You know what I mean? So it's basically I'm implementing leaning to my character and it was working, but it wasn't rotating. So I unchecked use pawn control rotation in my first person camera and it worked, but now I can't look up and down. Okay. That reminds me I need to add and fix the leans here as well. Yeah, so you know what? I'm not going to worry about multiplayer. I'm just going to keep it single player and try to make this just more fun, I think. And we can figure out any kind of multiplayer details later. So you're saying it wasn't working, so I unchecked use pawn control rotation in your camera and it worked, but now I can't look up and down. I'm assuming you can't look left and right either. I think it would be best to just write into that into the Discord channel. See if we can get help, and you can post images and examples and stuff. I'm not gonna be much help at the moment. But yeah, we would probably need to fix leans as well in mine. So maybe that'll be the last thing that we do today. Because yeah, we have this disconnected. So this additive lean run. So let's open up their project. There should be like additive lean run as well for them. Yeah, so that's that looks pretty funny. So yeah, let's just recreate this as well. So what animations do they have? So they have one called Run Lean Pose Left. Okay, so I don't have that retargeted, so let's find out which directory. So it's under runs. So motion matching characters, 5 animations, run. Now lean. So there's additive lean run. So pose. So base left. Let me type in lean on their project as well. So do they have outs referenced anywhere? additive lean run. Okay, so this is actually a better version. So we need all of these, I think. Target. Auto-generated. It's gonna, I think I have a breakpoint here. What you should do, join the Discord and ask the question there. You can ask in the general one to get some more eyes on it, provide as much information as possible with what you did, what you're trying to do, how it looks, whatever you can give, just so people can better help. And hopefully we'll get to the bottom of it together. Gas course, game. Character, animation, motion matching, and run. Export. Okay. So let's look at our additive lean run. Asset details. Am I using the right one too? I'm using a blend space. Okay, so I need a 2D blend space. So let's nuke that. Let's get that out of there. Is this actual blend space reference anywhere? It's not, but we're gonna try. So yeah, just again, make sure to include as much information that you're willing to share so people get better context to try to help you. Yeah. So let's make a new blend space. Animation, blend space, elf male, male body fix. We're going to call this BS additive lean run. So tangential, everything's good. So lean LR. -1 to 1, 4, snap. This one is none. We can leave it alone. Now preview base pose is this neutral run loop. Forward. So that one. Let's also look at these poses here. I'm looking at the example project here. So it's additive, mesh space, so neutral run lean pose base. So we should be able to go to run, lean, open these up, do our property matrix. We're going to do additive settings, so it's going to be mesh space. Then it's going to be selected animation frame. And then it's going to be this pose base one. We can save those. And now we should be able to just add them. We're going to do lean. Open up the asset again. So in the middle is just the base. That. To the left is run lean pose left. Okay, so I can't add it. Why? What's wrong? Okay, wait, hold on. What's wrong? What do they have for the base? Is this also additive? Yes. Okay, let's try again. Lean. Lean. I keep saying lean now. I gotta unhear it. So left, can this fit here now? Yes. Then right. Yes. Now I gotta change this back to run loop F. That should be fine. So now I should be able to go into animation blueprint here. Do this lean. And then so get lean amount X. So there is a value for Y. So lean LR. So left lean LR. So let's do lean underscore LB. Or no, FB for forward back. Lean FB. And we can add the other ones that are in this additive lean that they have. So they're using lean pose left into and pose base. So left into is up here. And then left out is down here. And then, so wait, left out is at the bottom, right? No, so I did the wrong one. So lefts out are here, right in, right out are here, and then just the same pose left and rights here, I assume. And then the pose base here. We can put this back to run loop F. Looks fine. We can do get lean, or just lean amount Y. So let's see. Have some problems, but it's okay. So here's our leans. Yeah, if we just So, but yeah, by default, yeah, we're gonna be forward facing. So maybe I can use right click to kind of toggle strafing mode or something. But in general, that looks better. And I think we're at a decent stage with this logic. Again, not sure why I get really bad like FPS or anything, but could be just because I'm streaming and doing a bunch of stuff at the moment. Maybe this retarget animation window because that's open. Yeah, okay. I don't know, that additive lean. Does that really help me much? I just want to see if I'm still getting like similar problems. I feel like I should make a function here where the additive leans should be only kicking in. Maybe I don't need this Y amount. Maybe that is pointless. Let me remove the binding there. Keep it at 0. Nah, these leans make it look bad. So maybe let's put this value back. So I should make a function should lean. I think it has to be pure const and thread safe. And return a boolean return value. Now it should be compatible here. Should lean. And should lean should be true. So is moving. And strafe is or that should turn in place, but it should give me an information here. Where's anything with strafe? Rotation mode, thank you. Okay, so is moving. It's a read only. So maybe just so only if you're orient to movement, that's when we would want it, I guess. So now it shouldn't really apply a lean. Do I still have that toggle? I do. Yeah, I don't know. The lean doesn't look good, I guess. If I remove this binding, Actually doesn't really look too good. So maybe it should be like a additive 1D. We could try that. So run loop. We'll do that in a second. So dismiss. So, run loop. No, we want run lean. We want to do base pose here, left here. Okay, hold on. Animation base pose. We want this. Okay, so this is just wrong. Okay, let's just nuke this one real quick. We're getting close to the 2-hour mark, so we're going to end streaming soon. So animation, legacy, one space 1D, elf fix, BS1D underscore additive lean, run. Open that up. Horizontal on axis, what do we call it? Lean LR, -1 to 1. Whoops. Oh yeah, maybe the fact that this is 0 to 1 as well. Well, whatever. -1 to 1, snap to grid. This is run loop F. Now we got leans. Base to just go in the middle. Lean left. Lean right. Run loop F again. I don't know why that resets. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, here's this. Now, if I were to do this instead, I also wonder, does this need to be anything different? Lean, right? Lean X. And this one was actually moving, right? Eight. So he's leaning too much. Oh, it has to be -1 to 1. Whoops. Okay, that should fix the problem. So there's our leans. And in here, yeah, we're getting some weird artifacting, but maybe it's whatever. Does that artifacting happen if I bypass it? Just for my own sake. Yeah. Okay, so let's put that should lean again into it. Lean. Or can I say like rotation, strafe? Anything in there? lean. Should lean. Now that should be okay, right? So that looks okay. And yeah, at this point, I would want to get the camera control rotation to be like facing the target there. And I think it's in here. This calculate max walk speed. I don't want the side speed to be much slower. So I would just say like, 500. And then boom, boom, boom. Okay, great. So yeah. For now, I think that's where I'm gonna leave it. I'm sad that the stuff in multiplayer doesn't work too well. And I'm not too sure why. Maybe these need to be replicated or something. Like I could just replicate the crap out of everything and see what happens. But there's strafe curve speed map as well. We can adjust. Is this ours? No. Actually, it is, right? Yes, it is. But it would be good to debug what's going on. Because if I look on the client, if I just play client, what happens? We just get some weird behavior. Like let's print max walk speed. So server says 200, client says 600. So more or less that's what the problem is. There's a difference in the intended speeds. Like, is this a local variable or something? Yeah. So basically, I think character gate is also what's different. So for my client wants to run, server's walking. So it would be good to know what the difference is here. So if I just play, here. So yeah, let's look at the server. Server gets to here and where I walk. And that doesn't change. For client, full movement input is like that. So on the client, This is 0.7. On the server, also 0.7. So maybe this vector 2 length is a problem. I don't know why I closed out the character blueprint. But yeah, we're gonna have to eventually move this to C++ anyway. So let's print. Let's print this IA move. And let me get rid of that other. Print. Okay, so I basically have to replicate this back to the server. On tick, essentially, maybe. For custom event, replicate character gate. We want to run that on server, reliable. Then call it replicate character gate. And let's just print that back out. Okay. Does that do anything? And this is what? Run on own client. Okay. So if we run on server, let's print this out. Yeah, so server is just getting 0. Then we do this. Now, I can never do multiplayer correct. Custom event. Replicate this thing. Now, can I have an input of, what is it, gate? Now this is run on server. That. Okay. Did that work? I do not know. Let us go back to listen server. Let's just double check. Is this still working okay? Cool. Now, let's get 2 instances. Let's open this side by side. Okay. Like, that looks good. But yeah, that part doesn't look good. Now, if let's make this reliable and let's do multicast. No, still not good. This look okay? That looks fine, but yeah, it's this other side. Maybe this doesn't need to be replicated, and this needs to be run on server. But yeah, I gotta stop messing around. We're over the 2-hour mark. Okay, that looks fine. Okay. It's not 100% right, but it's better. Like, the client looks totally fine. Server looks fine on their screen, but yeah. Let's see what 2 clients look like. Yeah, one seems to be walking. While the other one thinks they're running. Let's stop printing that value for a sec. Yeah, so server run, server walk. Yeah. Now, if I were to multicast this now. Play, listen, server. I just want to see if this is still messed up. Yeah. Now, if I were to do like has authority for a sec, what does this do? Again, I always forget how multiplayer stuff works. Yeah, it doesn't look too good. So let's do switch has authority, replicate. If it's remote, do that. Well, the additive lean stuff is replicating now. Okay. So I wonder. So if I don't have the, let me see, replicate. Now can I just do this? And then like replicate ASS like this. Sorry, I keep saying I'm gonna stop streaming. I promise I'm gonna. Okay. So turn in place doesn't work. That looks fine. It's kind of jittery, but I can live with jitteriness at least. But what happened to the whole point of this video where I wanted to do the turn in place? Oh, I remember now. I wonder, can this be replicated now? Let me do this now. I'm sure this is gonna be broken in some way, but it's fine. So we're good with that thing here. Now let's just quickly test again. 2 instances. Yeah, like that's still weird. So I wonder if like on authority it's fine. Yeah, no. On remote. Yeah. So we just gotta pretty much like replicate all this stuff in the appropriate way. So for the time being, I'm just gonna comment this, say replication model, look into this more, and then for the time being, I'll put this here. Because maybe like the update rotation more or less has to be part of it. And this set relative rotation thing. Because now, you know, there's going to be just a mismatch on what people want to do, and it's fine. We'll fix that soon. But for here, you know, we at least have something working. And it looks pretty good, I think. So I think that's definitely where we're going to end it for today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll try to be back maybe tomorrow. We'll see if we can get this to properly replicate within blueprints. And then we'll see what we want to move to C++. If we can move anything, we'll see. It's also just going to be a headache with the replication of it all. So thank you for watching. If you are still watching here either on YouTube or on Twitch, if you're on Twitch, make sure to follow me here on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. Until then, have a good day, and I'll see you soon.